Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to see a story. So this is your textbook, Bulmonga Language for Life, 9th edition. And we move on to see the first story from the textbook. So the name of the story is An Uncomfortable Bed by Guy D. Maupassant. Now we will see the things in which we are going to see today. We'll speak about the author, a brief introduction to the story, and the gist of the lesson, and the summary of the story. So now I'll speak about the author. So the name of the author is Guy D. Maupassant. He was born in France, a writer of short stories and novels. He depicts human life and destinies, social forces, and so on in his short stories and novels. The notable works include Paul de Souffle, The Necklace, Belle Amie, Mont Oriole, Miss Harriet, An Uncomfortable Bed, and so on. Now we'll see a brief introduction to the story. It is a short story written in 1883. The story sets at a chateau in a French countryside. You must be wondering what a chateau is. It is a large mansion, or else we can say it is a large house wherein which people come together for dinner parties. There will be big furnished rooms with the fireplaces. Beds had very big curtains, and the rooms will be very large, and people will have dinner parties and so on there. Hunting was common. People dressed up in red and took hunting dogs with them. And now here we see humor plays a vital role in the story. Now we move on to see the summary of the story. The story is told in the first person. The speaker is visiting some friends. From the moment he arrives at a house, he is convinced that his friends, who like practical jokes, are about to play a prank on him. Or else we can say, they are planning a joke with him. Everything makes him suspicious, from how warmly they welcome him to how cheerful they look at dinner. He even wonders why so many people come to accompany him to his bedroom at bedtime. When the speaker enters the room, he steps carefully, lights all the candles, and examines everything. He finds nothing suspicious. He closes the shutters and draws the heavy curtains and places a chair in front of them so that he cannot be reached from outside through the window. At first, he sits in the armchair because he does not dare to get into the bed. The prank, whatever it is, it must have been set up or around the bed. Yet, as the night advances, he argues with himself that his friends, who thinks are waiting outside his door for the success of the job. He cannot let them have so much fun at his expense, so he decides to go to bed after all. He was very suspicious all the time, and he did something in order to, or we can say he has done some precautions in order to avoid all the pranks which his friends are doing. The bed curtain seems secure, but what if he receives a cold shower from overhead or sinks down to the floor as soon as he lies down? Finally, the speaker thinks of a clever precaution. He pulls the mattresses and bedclothes down to the floor and makes his bed there, in the middle of the room, facing the door. Then he puts the candles and goes to sleep. He is woken up rather abruptly when a number of strange things happen at once. A heavy body falls on top of him. A burning liquid falls on his face, neck and chest. There is a noise of plates and dishes crashing. It tries to understand what has fallen on him and feels a face. He strikes at it, in return receiving a series of slaps himself. He then jumps out of the bed and rushes outside because he understood that something has happened or the friends have done some kind of prank on him. Then the speaker finds that it's morning. The noise brings his friends to the spot as well, because hearing this noise, all his friends came to his bedroom. All of them looked into the room and realized what really happened. The friends really understood what has happened in the room, but not the speaker. It is a valet who is lying on the bed on the floor. Valet means the servant who is there to help them. When he entered the room with the speaker's tea, he could not see the bed on the floor. Since the candles were extinguished and the curtains were down, they tumbled down on top of the speaker. The servant did not understand, or the servant did not see the man who was lying down on the floor. In other words, by trying to be careful, the speaker brought upon himself the job he had been desperately trying to avoid. The humor in this story is based mostly on this idea that the very thing where the speaker was taking such great precautions to avoid ended up happening after all, because of those very precautions. What contributes to this irony and the humor is the first person narration. It is because we follow the speaker at every step and know exactly what is going on in his mind, that we can enjoy the climax of the story better and see how funny it really is. Because we understood the story from the perspective of the speaker. He narrates everything. And the author, Guy de Maupassant, he creates a kind of better climax for the story. It is because of the narration. It is because of the first person narration which he implied in his story. So this is all about the story, and we will see some other kind of things in the next class. So thank you for watching this video.